The Brink's robbery, Britain's gold heist that turned deadly on a cold November morning in 1983, what started as a simple armed robbery would turn into one of the most audacious and deadly criminal sagas in British history. The Brink's robbery brought with it greed, betrayal, murder, and a fortune in gold that vanished, never to be seen again. This is the story of Britain's most infamous gold heist and the chilling legacy it left behind. The robbery. The date was November 1983. Early morning, 6 armed men broke into the Brink's warehouse at the Heathrow trading estate. The facility was operated by Brink's, a security company responsible for holding high-value goods. The robbers had inside help. Anthony Black, a security guard at the warehouse, was in on it. He let the gang in and provided crucial info on the building's layout and security protocols. Expecting to find a few £1,000,000 in cash, the gang stumbled upon a far more valuable prize, 3 tons of gold bullion worth over £26 million at the time, equivalent to 100 million plus today. There were also large quantities of cash and diamonds. The gang quickly loaded 6,800 bars of gold into a van. The gold was untraceable and irresistible. The robbery, fast and violent. The gang doused guards in petrol and threatened to set them alight. Within minutes, they were gone, leaving behind the biggest robbery in British history up to that point. The mastermind. The heist was planned by Brian Robinson and Michael McAvoy, seasoned criminals. They were close with Black, the insider guard, who tipped them off about cash on premises. However, the unexpected gold opened the door to a crime far bigger than they had imagined. To handle the laundering of the gold, the gang brought in a man with a reputation for getting things done quietly, Kenneth Noy. Laundering the gold, the story turns darker and far more complex. The robbers couldn't just sell gold bars, they had to melt it down and disguise its origins. To do that, they worked with jewelers, refiners, and corrupt professionals, blending stolen gold with legitimate stock and then selling it back into the market. This process, called fencing, was carried out over several years as the gold made its way across Europe. The laundering included a vast criminal network involving corrupt lawyers, accountants, and international smugglers. Much of the gold was never recovered, melted and sold off piece by piece. The investigation, police quickly arrested Black, who confessed and named Robinson and McAvoy. Both were arrested and later sentenced to 25 years in prison, but the gold remained missing. As detectives followed the trail, they discovered the laundering operation and its key players, including Kenneth Noy, who was running a gold refinery on his Kent estate. When officers set up surveillance on Noy, he caught 2 of them hiding in his garden. One of them, DC John Fordham, was stabbed to death. Noy claimed self-defense and was acquitted of murder. Still, the police had enough to convict him, later on charges related to handling the stolen gold. He was jailed for 14 years. The danger was far from over. The bloody aftermath. As the gold disappeared into the criminal underworld, so did the trust between thieves. What followed was a trail of deaths, assassinations, and disappearances as those involved turned on one another or were silenced forever. At least 8 people connected to the Brink's robbery would be murdered in the years that followed. Some shot in cold blood, others vanished. One of the killings was that of Donald Urquhart, a money launderer shot in a London street. Another was Clifford Sachs, a jeweler linked to melting down the gold. Many who touched the Brink's fortune either ended up dead or spent the rest of their lives in fear, hiding from former associates. The legacy. The crime became legendary, not because the gold was ever found, but because it showed the vast hidden world of organized crime in Britain. It revealed how criminals worked with professionals to launder money and how corruption infected every level of society, from security guards to lawyers. Kenneth Noy would go on to murder again. In 1996, he stabbed and killed 21-year-old Stephen Cameron in a road rage incident. He fled the country and was arrested 2 years later in Spain. Noy was sentenced to life in prison for that murder. As for the gold, most of it was never recovered. Some experts estimate that it may have been recycled so extensively that it ended up in luxury watches, jewelry, and electronics sold around the world. Conclusion: the Brink's robbery started as a bold heist, but ended up as a cautionary tale of greed, betrayal, and bloodshed. It tore apart lives, exposed the dark web of British crime, and changed how law enforcement approached organized money laundering. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit a like and subscribe.